How many gentlemen here feel self-conscious when talking to women? If you've ever been speechless in her presence, comment below and rest assured, you're not alone. The good news is that mastering the art of conversation is a skill, and today we're going to break it down step by step. In this video, we'll reveal the secrets to winning her heart through conversation, insider tips that those confident, attractive guys out there don't want you to know. So, what's the key? Let's reframe the way you think about conversations and set the stage for confidence, genuine connection, and effortless flow. Ready? Let's dive in. First, let's decode her psychology. It's essential to change how you perceive the dynamic between you and the woman you're engaging with. The first and most critical shift is to remind yourself that she's just another person. Do not elevate her status in your mind solely because of her looks. This idea might seem simplistic or even cliché, but internalizing it is essential for creating authentic connections. Every time you talk to a beautiful woman, repeat to yourself, "She's just a human being," and carry that thought with you throughout the interaction. In addition to this, you need to begin seeing yourself as the one in the higher position. This isn't about arrogance or belittling her, it's about projecting confidence and self-worth. We'll discuss how to embody this mindset effectively later, but for now, focus on understanding that this mental shift is crucial for creating attraction. When you engage with a woman, her subconscious mind, governed by instinct and emotion, is constantly evaluating you. This subconscious evaluation, which we'll call her radar, determines whether you align with what she's looking for in a partner. Understanding how this radar operates is key to mastering attraction. Women, unlike men, are driven more by emotions than logic when it comes to attraction. Their subconscious reactions dictate who they're drawn to and who they're not, and they have little to no control over this. Attraction isn't a conscious decision, but rather a reflex triggered by specific behaviors. To spark attraction, you need to adopt behaviors that naturally align with what this radar seeks. This doesn't mean faking your personality, but rather embodying traits that women find universally appealing. To fully grasp this, it's important to understand two fundamental truths. Women cannot control who they are attracted to, and they cannot control who they are not attracted to. This means attraction operates independently of their conscious reasoning. You can think of her subconscious radar as a scanning system that activates when you begin interacting with her. It evaluates you based on subtle cues to determine if you fit her criteria. If her radar perceives you as suitable, her logical mind won't be able to override the emotional pull. This is why many women find themselves repeatedly drawn to men who don't treat them well. Their logical mind warns them against such choices, but their emotions, driven by this radar, often take over. To deepen your understanding, it's important to recognize that every woman, regardless of her career or personal achievements, has an innate biological drive to find the right partner. This doesn't negate her individuality or ambitions. It's simply a core part of human nature. Her radar, not her conscious mind, is what determines who qualifies as the right man. Therefore, every time you speak with a woman, remember that her subconscious is scanning you for signs of suitability. One of the key elements it evaluates is whether you see yourself as better than her, or if you place her above you. Your interactions, particularly how you carry yourself, will signal this dynamic to her radar. Now that you understand how this radar functions, let's discuss how to convey the right signals. Body language is one of the most important, yet often misunderstood aspects of communication. Traditional advice about maintaining perfect posture or avoiding certain gestures can feel rigid and unhelpful. Instead, focus on 3 practical principles. First, avoid leaning toward her during the conversation. While it might seem like a way to show interest, leaning in often signals excessive eagerness or neediness, which can be a turn-off. Instead, focus on maintaining a relaxed and composed posture. Leaning slightly away creates an air of confidence and ease, showing that you're comfortable and not overly invested in seeking approval. This subtle adjustment in body language helps convey self-assurance and balance, making you appear more attractive and in control. Remember, confidence is key, and your posture speaks volumes without needing to say a word. Second, don't hesitate to walk away if the situation calls for it. For instance, if she says something dismissive like, "I'm not interested," you can respond with a light-hearted comment such as, "I get it. I'm probably too much for you to handle. You're way too much of a nice girl anyway," while casually starting to walk away. This unexpected reaction can catch her off guard. Attractive women are often accustomed to being chased, so walking away demonstrates that you value yourself, which can intrigue her and create a sense of challenge. Third, adopt a relaxed and natural sitting posture when you're with her. Imagine how you'd sit around a close friend or family member. You wouldn't overthink your body language or try to impress them. You'd simply be comfortable and at ease. This same approach applies to interactions with women. Stop worrying about how you're perceived and focus on feeling comfortable in your own skin. The less you care about impressing her, the more you'll naturally project confidence. This relaxed demeanor signals to her subconscious radar that you see yourself as higher value. With body language established, let's explore conversation dynamics. A balanced conversation should follow a simple formula. Spend 50% of the time talking about her, 30% discussing the environment or general topics, and only 20% talking about yourself. This balance is crucial because the person who talks most about themselves often appears to be seeking validation. In any conversation, the one who controls the dynamic focuses less on themselves and more on the other person. When speaking with a woman, this approach positions you as someone in control, which her radar will find appealing. To keep the conversation centered on her, ask open-ended questions about her interests, aspirations, and experiences. Encourage her to share details about herself while genuinely listening and engaging with what she says. Transitioning from discussing her to broader topics should feel natural. Talk about the environment around you, make casual observations, or introduce light-hearted topics. The key here is not to overthink what you're saying. Treat the interaction as you would a conversation with an old friend, relaxed and free-flowing. When it comes to the 20% of the conversation that's about you, resist the urge to impress her with stories of your achievements. Instead, share anecdotes that highlight your humor and relatability. Self-deprecating humor can be particularly effective as it shows that you're confident enough not to take yourself too seriously. At the same time, maintain an air of mystery. Avoid revealing too much about yourself too quickly. If she asks personal questions, respond playfully and keep her guessing. This creates intrigue and keeps her engaged. Finally, be prepared for the tests women may unconsciously give you during the conversation. These tests are her radar's way of gauging your authenticity and confidence. They might come in the form of teasing comments, challenges to your statements, or subtle provocations. Many men panic when faced with these tests, but maintaining your composure is key. By understanding these dynamics and staying relaxed, you'll demonstrate that you're genuine and self-assured. By applying these principles to your body language, conversation, and overall demeanor, you'll position yourself as someone women naturally find intriguing and desirable. Confidence, ease, and authenticity are the cornerstones of creating meaningful connections. With practice, these skills will become second nature, allowing you to navigate interactions effortlessly and leave a lasting impression. If you are wondering, the skill is there, but how do you keep the conversation interesting? Let's move on to the next content. How to always have something interesting to say. Conversations can often feel strained, punctuated by awkward silences and a lack of engaging topics. We've all experienced that moment when the dialogue stalls, leaving both parties fumbling for something meaningful or interesting to say. However, becoming someone who always has something fascinating to contribute isn't just a matter of luck. It's a skill that can be cultivated. By adopting specific habits and techniques, you can transform even the most mundane exchanges into dynamic, memorable interactions. One of the first steps to ensuring that your conversations are lively is setting the right tone from the beginning. Many people are naturally guarded when meeting someone new, wary of being judged or demeaned. To counter this, starting with a well-placed compliment can help. A thoughtful and genuine compliment immediately establishes a positive vibe and sets the stage for a friendly interaction. For instance, recognizing someone's professional achievements, their infectious energy, or even a unique style choice can create a warm and inviting atmosphere. Compliments about someone's work or energy are particularly effective because they touch on aspects of their identity that they likely value. However, it's crucial to keep compliments sincere and brief, avoiding overemphasis or overly personal remarks, as these can make the interaction feel forced or manipulative. Once the ice is broken, the challenge becomes transitioning from polite small talk to a more engaging conversation. This shift is often where many conversations falter, but the key lies in thinking laterally rather than linearly. Instead of simply responding to a topic at face value, use it as a springboard to explore related ideas. For example, if someone mentions a unique aspect of their appearance, such as a distinctive beard, you might transition into discussing broader topics that remind you of it, like famous figures with iconic facial hair or cultural trends. This technique, often referred to as reminds me of thinking, allows conversations to flow naturally and unpredictably, keeping both parties engaged. By doing this, you create opportunities for deeper connections as the conversation unfolds in unexpected yet interesting directions. One habit that helps you develop lateral thinking is actively looking for mutual interests during the exchange. Think of it as casting a net, bringing up various topics until you find one that resonates with the other person. For instance, if you bring up a niche subject that you're passionate about and the other person responds enthusiastically, you've struck conversational gold. However, if they show disinterest, simply pivot to another topic. The goal isn't to force enthusiasm, but to discover common ground that energizes both sides. This approach not only makes conversations more enjoyable, but also builds rapport. To make conversations even more engaging, consider asking questions that go beyond surface-level exchanges. Instead of sticking to predictable questions like, "What do you do for work?" try delving into the motivations or stories behind the answer. For instance, asking someone why they chose their profession or what they find most fulfilling about it invites them to share their values and passions. Similarly, if someone mentions where they live, asking why they chose that location can uncover personal anecdotes or priorities such as family, career, or lifestyle. By encouraging people to share what's meaningful to them, you create a space for more enriching dialogue. So, even when someone doesn't have much to share, you can inspire an engaging response by asking imaginative or hypothetical questions. For instance, asking what they would do if they had unlimited resources or power to make a change in the world can spark creative and thought-provoking answers. These types of questions remove the pressure of realism, allowing people to explore possibilities they may not usually consider. Hypothetical scenarios also reveal a lot about someone's personality, dreams, and priorities, making the conversation not only interesting, but also insightful. In addition to steering the conversation thoughtfully, it's essential to create a comfortable environment through your listening habits. One of the simplest yet most powerful ways to do this is by laughing easily and often. A well-timed laugh can lighten the mood, make the other person feel appreciated, and foster a sense of camaraderie. It doesn't have to be forced. Instead, allow yourself to enjoy the humor in the moment, even if it's subtle. Laughing readily signals that you're engaged and enjoying the interaction, which in turn makes others feel good about contributing to the conversation. Another technique to make people feel heard and valued is mirroring. This involves repeating the last few words of what someone has said, subtly reinforcing their thoughts and encouraging them to elaborate. For example, if someone expresses that their current job is really tough right now, simply echoing, "It's really tough," invites them to share more details. This method not only keeps the conversation flowing, but also helps build rapport by showing that you're genuinely attentive. However, it's important to use this sparingly to avoid sounding mechanical. Instead, weave it naturally into your responses, blending it with other conversational cues. While these strategies focus on improving the flow and depth of conversations, it's equally important to remain authentic. Adapting techniques like mirroring or lateral thinking doesn't mean mimicking others or suppressing your personality. On the contrary, staying true to your style and interests adds credibility to your interactions. People appreciate honesty and confidence, so even as you work on enhancing your conversational skills, let your unique qualities shine through. This balance between adapting to others and maintaining authenticity is what transforms ordinary small talk into meaningful connections. Of course, there will be moments when conversations don't immediately spark, or when you encounter someone who seems uninterested in engaging. In these situations, maintaining a light-hearted and nonchalant attitude is key. If a particular topic doesn't land, don't dwell on it. Pivot to something new with curiosity and ease. This adaptability not only keeps the conversation moving, but also prevents you from feeling awkward or frustrated. By treating each interaction as an opportunity to explore rather than a test to pass, you can approach conversations with confidence and enthusiasm. As you practice these habits, you'll find that interesting conversations often emerge naturally from shared energy and curiosity. By starting with genuine compliments, transitioning smoothly between topics, asking meaningful questions, and embracing humor, you can ensure that your conversations are anything but dull. The ability to always have something interesting to say isn't about having a mental Rolodex of clever remarks. It's about staying present, being curious, and creating a space where others feel comfortable and valued. Ultimately, the secret to captivating conversations lies in balancing preparation with spontaneity. Techniques like lateral thinking, mirroring, and asking why questions give you tools to navigate any dialogue. But the true magic happens when you combine these methods with genuine interest and openness. As you refine these skills, you'll not only become someone who always has something interesting to say, but also someone others enjoy talking to, creating connections that are both memorable and meaningful. Positive signs that you should maintain a conversation with her. Sign 1. She remembers small details about you. One of the subtlest yet most powerful signs a woman is interested in you is her remarkable ability to remember small details you've shared. This isn't about memorizing facts. It's about demonstrating genuine interest and a desire to connect on a deeper level. Think about it. We tend to filter out extraneous information, remembering only what truly resonates with us. When a woman remembers seemingly insignificant details about you, it suggests you've broken through that filter and captured her attention. This attentiveness might manifest in various ways. Perhaps she recalls your quirky coffee order, a specific anecdote you shared weeks ago, or even a passing comment about your favorite band. These recollections aren't random. They're evidence that she's actively listening and valuing what you say. It shows you're more than just another face in the crowd. Your words have made an impression. Pay attention to how she weaves these details into conversations. Does she casually mention your preference for oat milk lattes when discussing coffee shops? Does she incorporate your love for hiking when suggesting weekend plans? This proactive integration of your preferences demonstrates she's not just listening, but actively seeking ways to align your interests and create shared experiences. Beyond simply recalling information, observe her reactions when you talk about yourself. Does she lean in, eyes bright with genuine curiosity? Does she ask follow-up questions, eager to delve deeper into your thoughts and experiences? Does she remember what you've said in previous conversations, demonstrating a consistent interest in your life? These active listening skills and genuine engagement are strong indicators she's invested in getting to know the real you. So, the next time a woman surprises you by remembering a seemingly trivial detail you shared, take note. It's likely more than just a good memory. It's a subtle signal that she's interested in building a meaningful connection with you. This attentiveness to the small things speaks volumes about her deeper feelings and desire to foster a stronger bond. Sign 2. She finds ways to spend more time with you. When a woman is interested in you, she'll actively seek out opportunities to spend time with you. This might not always be obvious, but her efforts to join your activities, suggest plans, or adjust her schedule to align with yours are strong indicators of her attraction. She's not just looking to fill her time, she's prioritizing moments with you, and that speaks volumes about how much she values your company. Take note of how often she takes the initiative. Does she text you first, suggest ideas for meeting up, or seem eager to make plans? For example, she might casually mention that she's free on the weekend, hoping you'll suggest something or she could join an event or activity you've talked about. These actions show that she's intentionally creating opportunities to be around you. Her behavior during these moments is also a key clue. If she seems genuinely happy, relaxed, and engaged, it's a strong sign she enjoys being in your presence. Pay attention to whether she goes out of her way to make your time together enjoyable, like suggesting unique activities or putting thought into her plans. This kind of effort shows she's not just spending time with you out of convenience, she's actively trying to strengthen the bond between you. You might also notice subtle ways she stays close, whether it's sitting next to you in a group setting, lingering longer than necessary after an event, or finding excuses to cross paths. These are all small but meaningful signals of her interest. Her consistent efforts to spend more time with you and create meaningful interactions highlight her desire to deepen your connection. When she makes you a priority in her life, it's a clear sign she sees potential for something more and wants to explore where your relationship could go. Sign 3. She engages with your social media. In today's digital world, social media interactions often provide subtle yet meaningful insights into someone's feelings. If a woman frequently engages with your posts, liking, commenting, or reacting, it's a strong sign she's interested in you. Her online activity reflects her desire to connect with you, even when you're not spending time together in person. Take note of how often she interacts with your content. Does she regularly like your photos, reply to your stories, or leave thoughtful comments? These actions show that she's paying attention to what you share and values staying connected. If her comments go beyond surface-level remarks and include emojis or personalized messages, they may indicate a deeper level of affection. For example, a heart emoji or a playful comment can be her way of expressing interest without saying it outright. Beyond posts and comments, observe her other social media behaviors. Does she tag you in memes or posts, share content she thinks you'd enjoy, or send direct messages to keep the conversation going? These actions signal that she's making an effort to stay in touch and be part of your daily life, even through digital means. Sharing and reacting to your stories in particular is often a more personal interaction, showing she's actively keeping tabs on what you're doing. It's also worth considering the consistency of her engagement. If she's one of the first people to like your posts or always finds a way to comment or react, it's a clear indication that she's interested in you and enjoys interacting with you online. Social media may seem like a casual space, but the effort she puts into engaging with your content can reveal a lot about her feelings. If her interactions are frequent, thoughtful, and genuine, it's a strong sign that she's attracted to you and wants to strengthen the connection both online and offline. Sign 4. She asks personal questions. It's not just idle chatter, it's a carefully choreographed dance of discovery. She won't settle for surface-level conversations about the weather or your weekend plans. Instead, she'll probe deeper, asking questions that peel back the layers of your personality, like carefully unwrapping a complex, fascinating gift. Pay attention to the nature of her questions. Are they thoughtful and specific rather than generic? For instance, instead of simply asking, "How was your day?" she might say, "What's the most interesting thing that happened to you today?" Or, "What motivates you to pursue your passions?" These types of questions show that she's invested in uncovering what makes you unique, rather than sticking to surface-level topics. Her reactions to your answers are equally telling. If she listens attentively, maintains eye contact, and offers her own related experiences, it's a sign that she's not just being polite, she genuinely cares about what you have to say. Follow-up questions are another strong indicator of her interest. If she digs deeper into your responses, such as asking how you felt about a particular situation or what your goals are, it demonstrates that she's actively engaged and values your insight. This level of curiosity goes beyond casual conversation. It shows that she's interested in building a connection that's meaningful and personal. By asking questions that explore your values, aspirations, and emotions, she's signaling that she wants to understand you better and is willing to invest time and effort into getting to know you. If she consistently asks personal questions and seems genuinely interested in your life, it's a clear sign that she has feelings for you. Her curiosity is a way of deepening your bond and building the foundation for a more meaningful relationship. Sign 5. She mirrors your actions. Subtle mirroring is a powerful, often subconscious indicator of attraction. It's a way of non-verbally communicating, "I get you, I'm like you, we're connected." When a woman mirrors your actions, she's essentially building a bridge of rapport, fostering a sense of shared understanding and connection. This mimicry isn't about conscious imitation. It's an instinctive response driven by a deeper, often unacknowledged attraction. This mirroring can manifest in various ways. Notice her body language. Does she subtly shift her posture to match yours? Does she cross her legs after you do? These subconscious adjustments are attempts to create a sense of physical synchrony, a silent dance of connection. Beyond physical mirroring, pay attention to her speech patterns. Does she start using phrases or slang you frequently use? This linguistic mirroring is another subtle way of building rapport and signaling she's on your wavelength. Beyond mirroring your current actions, observe her reactions to your behavior. Does she seem to follow your lead in conversations, picking up on the topics you introduce and engaging with them enthusiastically? Does she match your energy levels, becoming more animated when you are and more subdued when you're reflective? This attunement to your emotional state demonstrates she's not just mirroring your actions but also your feelings, fostering a deeper sense of empathy and connection. The more consistent and subtle the mirroring, the stronger the indicator of attraction. If she consistently mirrors your actions across different contexts and seems genuinely in tune with you, it's a strong sign she's interested in more than just casual friendship. She's subconsciously trying to create a sense of harmony and understanding, building a foundation for a deeper, more intimate relationship. So, pay attention to these subtle cues. They can reveal a lot about her unspoken feelings. Have you grasped the basics of psychology yet? Now we're diving into the details of how to start a conversation with a woman effectively. But before we get into it, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on more tips to master the art of conversation with women. Starting the right way is key to building a connection, and in this next section, we'll break down step-by-step strategies to ensure your conversations flow naturally and leave a lasting impression. Ready to elevate your game? Let's get started. Preparation. First off, it's important to remember that confidence is key. As the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius once said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." In this context, it means that the best way to counteract any negative stereotypes about older men is to be confident, genuine, and respectful. Women of all ages appreciate these qualities, and they can make a significant difference in your interactions. Now let's address the elephant in the room, fear of rejection. It's something every man has faced at some point, regardless of age. Rejection can sting, but it's not the end of the world. In fact, it's a valuable learning experience. Every time you step out of your comfort zone and start a conversation, you build resilience. Think of it as a muscle that gets stronger with use. Another important aspect to keep in mind is the concept of genuine interest. Younger women, like anyone else, can sense when someone is being authentic or just putting on a facade. Show real curiosity about who they are and what they're interested in. This doesn't mean you have to feign interest in everything they talk about, but finding common ground can be a great starting point. And an introduction always needs to be gentle and considerate. There's something called perfect timing or the golden moment, the ideal time to do something. She definitely doesn't want to be approached by a guy while she's eating a pastry or in a bad mood. That's your first challenge. Observe her for a bit to make sure everything is going well and she's in a comfortable mood. Don't expect to arrive like a sudden rain in 40-degree heat. That's a high-risk choice, my friend. Be a refreshing breeze in the autumn weather, gentle and pleasant. This is a safer approach and will make her remember you for quite a while. That's just mental preparation. Now, let's dive into some specific ways to impressively start a conversation with a young woman. If you're ready, comment below "I'm ready" to start exploring the psychology of young women right away. First strategy, the Doppelganger girlfriend opener. Imagine you're walking down the street or sitting at a cafe and you spot a young woman who catches your eye. You feel the nerves creeping in, but you remember the first strategy, the Doppelganger girlfriend opener. This approach leverages the psychological principle that women are often attracted to men who seem to be pre-selected by other women. Here's how it works. You walk up to her with a relaxed, confident demeanor and say, "Hey, you with the red jacket. I was just on my way to grab a coffee when I noticed you. You look remarkably like someone I used to date about the same age too. For a second, I thought you were her. I just had to come and say hello." Let's break down why this works. Firstly, it's a compliment, but not in the usual, overused way. You're not just saying she's pretty, you're implying that she reminds you of someone you had a significant connection with. This subtly conveys that you have experience with women her age, and that it's perfectly normal for you, which can help ease any concerns about the age gap. Additionally, This opener taps into the idea of social proof. The fact that you've dated someone like her before suggests that you're a desirable partner. It's a psychological nudge that says, other women have found me attractive, and you might too. Now, the key to making this opener work lies in your delivery. Confidence is crucial. If you're nervous or hesitant, it will undermine the message you're trying to send. Stand tall, maintain eye contact, and smile. Your body language should match the relaxed, easygoing nature of your words. Then you can steer the conversation and casually ask for her name and some information. You've got this unique vibe that's really intriguing. By the way, what's your name? This is a smooth and natural way to start a conversation. She will be drawn into your story without realizing you had it planned from the beginning. Now, just look at what this opener is demonstrating and doing for you. It's showing the girl that you have dated younger women just like her before. You have dated women that look like her before. It is normal for you. It is natural for you. And it puts the girl at ease. It makes her feel more comfortable that you might be 10 or 20 or even 30 years older than herself, that you are completely cool about it. You've dated girls like her that look like her, right? So it must be normal, and it shows her that you are pre-selected by other women just like her. To make this conversation starter truly effective, focus on your delivery. If you come across as nervous, speak too quickly, avoid eye contact, or display closed-off body language, the message you're trying to convey about having dated younger women won't come across as genuine. Your words need to be backed up by your tone and body language. If they don't match, the girl will sense a disconnect and the approach will likely fall flat. Conversely, if you present yourself with confidence, maintaining a relaxed and steady demeanor, you'll find this opener can be highly effective. When delivered well, it captures attention and piques curiosity, drawing the girl into the conversation and making a memorable impression. Remember, the goal is to make her feel comfortable and interested in continuing the conversation. A final tip: practice makes perfect. The more you use this opener, the more natural it will feel. And don't be discouraged if it doesn't work every time. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Each interaction is an opportunity to learn and improve. What do you think about this strategy? Do you think it will be effective or could it backfire? Share your thoughts below. Second strategy: the bold confidence approach. The second opening line, the second conversation starter you can use on a much younger woman, is to use an over-the-top, cocky, full-throttle, balls-to-the-wall opener, where you're so audacious, so entitled, that you become simply undeniable to her. When aiming to captivate a younger woman with a significant age gap, adopting an unapologetic confidence can be a game-changer. Imagine approaching a woman who has given you a few lingering glances. This is your cue to step in with a blend of assertiveness and charm. Start with an approach that reflects unyielding self-assurance. I noticed you looking my way a few times. I have to ask, what's got you so intrigued? This line sets a confident tone and flips the usual dynamic, placing you in the role of the desirable one who's in control of the interaction. And whatever she says, completely ignore it. Hold your frame. Act like she's the aggressor here. Well, if you're going to keep looking at me, you might as well say hello and tell me your name. What's your name? Who are you? Right? And just continue the conversation from there. Confidence is magnetic. It's not just about the words you say, but the way you say them. When you convey that you are comfortable with yourself and assertive in your approach, it piques curiosity and interest. It shows you're not only self-assured but also daring enough to take the lead. This can be especially compelling if you're older, as it breaks the mold of what she might expect. When you exude natural confidence, you create an impression that's hard to ignore, making you stand out from the usual crowd of hesitant or overly polite suitors. However, authenticity is crucial. The aim is not to come off as forceful or insincere. Instead, The key is to maintain a relaxed, genuine attitude while projecting confidence. Smile, make and hold eye contact, and keep your body language open. Your relaxed demeanor will reinforce that you're not just confident, but also genuine and approachable. Keep in mind, gentlemen, that confidence is a huge draw for women, and a touch of boldness can work wonders. When you use this opener with a laid-back attitude and a confident smile, you're not just striking up a conversation, you're radiating an air of assuredness that's likely to be unlike anything she's experienced before. This is the kind of confidence that makes you stand out, and it's something younger women don't often encounter in older men. Many older men tend to come across as overly reserved or excessively polite, akin to an overly familiar uncle. They often hesitate, which can lead to missed opportunities. But when you approach with a self-assured demeanor, you're presenting yourself as a man who knows what he wants and isn't afraid to go after it. This bold approach can be refreshing and exciting, creating a dynamic where the woman is intrigued and engaged from the outset. I've found that using this strategy with women who are already giving you the eye can instantly elevate their interest. It's a dramatic shift from the usual routine, where most men are cautious and subdued. By confidently framing the interaction from the start as though she's pursuing you, you set a powerful tone. This shift in perspective can be thrilling for many women, especially those who thrive on the excitement of the chase. This opener not only captures attention but also creates a scenario where she feels drawn to pursue you, increasing the chances of a genuine connection. Your bold confidence not only captures attention but also sets the stage for deeper engagement. As you carry forward the conversation, your ability to handle her reactions smoothly and maintain a genuine connection will further strengthen your appeal. This method isn't just about making an impression. It's about establishing a foundation for a potential connection that feels both exciting and authentic. Third strategy, the suspense opener. Alright, gentlemen, the third conversation starter, the third opener you want to use with a younger woman, is a suspense opener. This is where you go up to the girl and you build suspense with her, and it's that suspense that's going to pull her right into the conversation and keep her 2 feet planted in one spot, at least long enough for you to give her a sample of your charisma and your personality. When you spot a woman who intrigues you, the goal is to spark her curiosity without giving everything away right from the start. Approach her with a confident demeanor and start with a statement that teases her interest. For example, you might say, "There's something about you that caught my attention." This opening line is deliberately vague, creating an air of mystery that invites her to ask more questions. It's this sense of intrigue that makes the conversation starter so effective. The beauty of using suspense as a conversation starter is that it taps into a fundamental human trait, our natural curiosity. When you say something that hints at an interesting story or observation, but doesn't immediately elaborate, you set the stage for a conversation that is both engaging and dynamic. This approach is powerful because it makes her feel as though she's stepping into an unfolding narrative, where she is eager to discover more about you. The key to making this work is in how you deliver your line. It's not just about what you say, but how you say it. Your tone should be casual yet confident, with a hint of mystery. Avoid sounding nervous or unsure, as this can undermine the effect. Instead, maintain a relaxed and assured demeanor. This confidence will signal to her that you're someone worth paying attention to, and it will make her more likely to engage with you. Silence plays a crucial role in this strategy. After your initial statement, allow a brief pause before she has a chance to respond. This pause creates an opportunity for her to feel compelled to ask questions or seek more information. It's this space of uncertainty that fuels her curiosity and encourages her to initiate further conversation. During this pause, it's important to remain composed and to avoid filling the silence with unnecessary chatter. As the conversation progresses, your goal is to build on the initial intrigue. Once she responds to your opening line, you can provide a bit more detail about what you find interesting. For instance, you might follow up with, "You have this unique presence that I don't come across very often. I just had to come over and see what it's all about." This type of follow-up continues to play into the sense of mystery, while also giving her a glimpse of what piqued your interest. Maintaining the sense of suspense throughout the conversation can keep her engaged and interested. Ask open-ended questions about her interests and experiences, and share a bit about yourself in a way that builds on the initial intrigue. Personal stories or observations can deepen the connection and keep the conversation flowing naturally. The aim is to create a dialogue that feels both spontaneous and genuine, without revealing too much too soon. It's also important to recognize that not everyone will respond positively to this approach. Some people might not be as receptive to the element of suspense, or may prefer more straightforward communication. In such cases, it's essential to handle the interaction gracefully. If she seems uninterested or uncomfortable, politely acknowledge her reaction and consider transitioning to a different topic or gracefully ending the conversation. The goal is to create a positive interaction, not to force a connection. Using suspense as a conversation starter can be highly effective, but like any skill, it requires practice. It's important to refine your approach based on your experiences and to remain adaptable. Each interaction is an opportunity to learn and improve your technique. Over time, you'll develop a better sense of how to use suspense to your advantage and how to tailor your approach to different individuals and situations. In essence, the suspense opener is about creating a sense of anticipation and excitement that draws a younger woman into a conversation. By starting with a provocative statement and allowing curiosity to take its course, you can capture her attention and make a memorable first impression. Remember, the key is to deliver your line with confidence and to embrace the power of silence as a tool for engagement. With practice and patience, you'll find that the suspense opener can become a powerful and effective strategy for initiating meaningful conversations and forging genuine connections. Before we jump into the next exciting content, do us a quick favor, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. It helps more than you know. Thanks for your support. Now let's continue. Fourth strategy, the playful tease. One of the most effective ways to start a conversation with a younger woman is through playful teasing. This approach showcases your sense of humor, confidence, and ability to create a light-hearted atmosphere, all of which are highly attractive qualities. The key here is to strike a balance between being playful and respectful, ensuring that the teasing is friendly and non-offensive. Imagine you're at a sports bar and you notice a younger woman wearing a jersey of your favorite team. You could initiate the conversation with a playful tease like, "I see you're a fellow fan. You've got good taste, but I have to ask, do you think they'll win this season?" This line is perfect because it immediately establishes common ground while injecting a bit of humor and challenge into the interaction. It shows that you're confident enough to engage her in a light-hearted debate and that you have a playful side. To effectively use this strategy, your delivery is crucial. Approach her with a relaxed demeanor, a smile on your face, and maintain eye contact. Confidence is contagious and makes your playful tease come off as charming rather than arrogant. The setting is equally important. Environments like social gatherings, sporting events, or casual get-togethers are ideal. If she's engaged in something serious or appears busy, it might not be the right moment. Pay attention to her body language and facial expressions. If she smiles or laughs, you've hit the mark. If she seems taken aback or uncomfortable, quickly pivot the conversation to something more neutral to ease any tension. After the initial tease, transition into a more genuine conversation. "I'm kidding. They've actually been doing pretty well. By the way, how long have you been a fan?" This shows that while you enjoy teasing, you're also genuinely interested in getting to know her. The goal of playful teasing is to create a fun and engaging interaction, so avoid sensitive topics or anything that might be misinterpreted. Stick to light-hearted subjects like sports, favorite movies, or quirky habits. The beauty of playful teasing is that it breaks the ice in a memorable way. It shows that you're not just another guy trying to start a conversation, but someone who's confident, fun, and engaging. Women appreciate a man who can make them laugh and feel at ease, and playful teasing does exactly that. A quote from Marcus Aurelius can add depth to this strategy. The art of living is more like wrestling than dancing. In the context of playful teasing, this quote reminds us that interactions, like wrestling, involve a bit of give and take. It's about engaging, challenging, and creating a dynamic where both parties are actively participating and enjoying the moment. Remember, the goal is to create a light-hearted and engaging atmosphere that makes her want to keep talking to you. So next time you're looking for an opening line, don't be afraid to use a little humor and tease your way into a great conversation. This approach not only helps you stand out, but also sets the tone for a potentially rewarding interaction, leaving her intrigued and eager to know more about you. Fifth strategy, the subtle compliment on her style. When it comes to starting a conversation with a younger woman, a well-placed, genuine compliment can be incredibly effective. One of the best ways to do this is by complimenting her style in a subtle yet meaningful way. This approach not only shows that you notice the details, but also that you appreciate the effort she puts into her appearance. Imagine you're at an art gallery, a coffee shop, or even just walking through a park, and you see a younger woman whose outfit catches your eye. You could start the conversation with something like, "I love how you've put together your outfit. It's very unique and stylish. Do you have a favorite designer or style icon?" This compliment is specific and thoughtful, demonstrating that you have a keen eye for detail and genuine interest in her tastes. The key to making this strategy work is authenticity. Your compliment should feel sincere, not rehearsed or generic. It's about noticing something truly unique about her style, whether it's the way she accessories, the color combinations she uses, or a particular piece of clothing that stands out. This level of attention shows that you're observant and appreciative, qualities that are very attractive. Approach her with confidence, a warm smile, and direct eye contact. Your body language should be open and relaxed, conveying that you're genuinely interested and approachable. Timing is also crucial. Make sure the moment feels right. If she seems busy or distracted, wait for a more opportune moment. The beauty of this strategy lies in its simplicity and effectiveness. A subtle compliment on her style not only makes her feel good about herself, but also opens the door to a more meaningful conversation. It shows that you're not just interested in her looks, but also in her personality and preferences. A quote from Marcus Aurelius can lend some philosophical depth to this approach. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. By noticing and appreciating her style, you're essentially seeing the outward expression of her inner self. It's a way of connecting with her on a deeper level, appreciating the choices that reflect her individuality. In addition to clothing, you can extend this strategy to other aspects of her style, such as her hairstyle, accessories, or even the way she decorates her personal space if the situation allows. The key is to be observant and genuine. Your earrings are really unique. They look handmade. Do they have a special meaning? Or, "I love how you've decorated your workspace. It's very creative and inviting. Do you enjoy interior design?" These compliments show that you notice the finer details and appreciate the effort she puts into expressing herself. By focusing on her style, you're giving her an opportunity to talk about something she's passionate about, which can make her feel more comfortable and open up to you. It also sets a positive tone for the interaction, as everyone appreciates being noticed and complimented for their efforts. This strategy is particularly effective because it combines a compliment with a question, inviting her to share more about herself. It shows that you're not just making a superficial comment but are genuinely interested in her tastes and preferences. This depth of interest can be very appealing, especially in a world where superficial conversations are all too common. Gentlemen, let's share some tips to keep the conversation genuinely interesting. If you make a great first impression but don't know how to maintain the conversation, it's like lifting her up high only to drop her. This can really kill the mood. so take note. Tips to make the conversation interesting. First, be genuinely curious about her interests and passions. People love talking about things they care deeply about, so ask open-ended questions that encourage her to share more. For instance, if she mentions she enjoys hiking, you might ask, "What's the most memorable hike you've ever been on?" Or, "Do you have any favorite trails around here?" These types of questions show that you're interested in her experiences and opinions, and they open the door for her to share stories and insights. Another effective tactic is to share relatable stories from your own life. When she talks about her interests or experiences, try to find common ground and share a similar story or experience from your past. This creates a sense of connection and helps her see that you have shared interests or experiences. For example, if she mentions traveling, you could say, "I love traveling too. One of my favorite trips was to Italy. Have you ever been there?" This not only keeps the conversation going, but also makes it more personal and engaging. Humor is another powerful tool to keep the conversation interesting. Light, playful teasing, as mentioned in the fourth strategy, can add a fun element to the interaction. However, it's essential to be mindful of the context and her reactions. Avoid making jokes at her expense or touching on sensitive topics. Instead, focus on light-hearted observations or funny anecdotes from your own life. For example, if you're at a coffee shop and she orders a complicated drink, you could say with a smile, "Wow, that's quite the order. I'm impressed. I can barely remember to ask for a regular coffee." This kind of humor shows your playful side and can make the conversation more enjoyable. Active listening is crucial. Show that you're paying attention by nodding, making eye contact, and giving verbal affirmations like, "I see," "That's interesting," or "Tell me more about that." Reflecting back what she says can also be effective. For example, if she talks about a recent project at work, you might say, "It sounds like you're really passionate about your work. What do you enjoy most about it?" This demonstrates that you're engaged and value what she's sharing. Transitioning between topics smoothly can also help maintain the flow of the conversation. When one topic starts to wind down, gently steer the conversation to a related subject. For example, if you've been talking about her favorite books, you might transition to discussing movies by saying, "I love how books can transport you to different worlds. Are you into movies as well? What's the last great film you watched?" This keeps the conversation dynamic and prevents it from hitting a dead end. Compliments, when used sparingly and appropriately, can keep the conversation positive and engaging. Compliment her insights, her sense of humor, or her enthusiasm for a particular topic. For instance, "I love how passionate you are about your hobbies. It's really refreshing to meet someone with such enthusiasm." Compliments like these focus on her personality and interests, rather than just her appearance, and show that you appreciate her as a person. Incorporating some elements of surprise can also make the conversation more interesting. Share an unexpected fact or a surprising story related to the topic at hand. For example, if you're discussing travel, you might share a quirky tradition from a country you visited, like, "Did you know in Spain they have a festival where people literally throw tomatoes at each other? It's called La Tomatina." These little surprises can spark further conversation and keep things lively. Lastly, be mindful of the balance between talking and listening. Aim for a natural back and forth exchange, rather than dominating the conversation or making it all about yourself. This balance helps build mutual interest and keeps the interaction dynamic. A quote from Epictetus can be a guiding principle here. "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." This Stoic wisdom emphasizes the importance of listening in any conversation. By prioritizing her words and responding thoughtfully, you'll create a more engaging and meaningful dialogue. In summary, keeping a conversation interesting involves a mix of genuine curiosity, relatable stories, humor, active listening, smooth transitions, well-placed compliments, surprising elements, and a balanced exchange. With these strategies, you can ensure that your conversations remain engaging and enjoyable, leaving a lasting positive impression. As we wrap up our deep dive into the best ways to start a conversation with a younger woman, let's recap the essential strategies. The key to making a memorable first impression is to approach with confidence, authenticity, and a touch of charisma. Whether you choose a playful tease, a genuine compliment on her style, or a unique icebreaker, the goal is to engage in a way that feels natural and respectful. Remember, it's not just about the words you use, but how you deliver them. A relaxed demeanor, a warm smile, and an open mind are crucial. If you found these tips valuable, please hit that like button and share this video with others who might benefit from these insights. Your feedback is important to us, so we'd love to hear about your experiences or any conversation starters that have worked for you. Drop a comment below. For more valuable tips and expert advice on navigating relationships, subscribe to our channel. We're committed to helping you enhance your social skills and build meaningful connections. Thanks for tuning in, and we look forward to bringing you more great content in our next video. We're here to help you navigate the complexities of connecting with others, no matter the age gap. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more content that can transform your approach to dating and relationships. See you in the next video. Ten questions that make girls fall in love. Are you having trouble figuring out how to keep the conversation flowing on a date with a woman? Have you ever wondered what it really takes to capture a woman's heart? It's not about grand gestures or extravagant gifts. Instead, it's about asking the right questions that dive deep and touch the soul. Today, we're unlocking the magic of conversation with 10 questions that make girls fall in love. Forget mundane small talk. We're talking about questions that spark laughter, provoke thought, and build an undeniable connection. Press play and transform your approach from ordinary to extraordinary, one question at a time. First, you need to know the rules when talking to her. Avoid interview mode. When talking to a woman, especially in the context of dating or developing a relationship, one of the fundamental rules to keep in mind is to avoid what is often termed interview mode. This concept refers to a conversational style where the interaction resembles a back-and-forth exchange of questions and answers, similar to a formal interview. This style can lead to a mechanical and impersonal atmosphere, which might hinder the development of a genuine connection. Interview mode typically occurs when both parties continuously ask questions to avoid silence, which can make the interaction feel forced and unnatural. This type of conversation often arises from a fear of awkward silences, something many people, particularly introverts, dread. It feels like a job interview. That's why we call it interview mode, right? Or sometimes even like an interrogation. Not to mention that asking and answering questions really isn't that fun, and even though you might be learning facts about each other's lives, she doesn't feel like she's expressing her personality, and she also doesn't feel like she's getting to know your real personality. To avoid falling into the trap of interview mode, focus on creating a conversation that allows both of you to reveal your true selves. Instead of asking factual questions like, "Where did you grow up?" or "What do you do for work?" share stories and experiences and encourage her to do the same. This approach not only makes the conversation more engaging, but also opens up avenues for emotional connections. Leverage your environment or situation to make observations that can lead to more natural conversations. Facilitate a conversation that allows her to speak passionately about her interests. This not only makes the conversation more enjoyable for her, but also lets you learn more about what excites and motivates her. By steering clear of interview mode, you enhance the quality of your interactions and create opportunities for genuine connections. This segment of your video will not only explain the importance of avoiding a question and answer dynamic, but will also provide practical tips for engaging in heartfelt conversations that could lead to a woman feeling a strong attraction. Do you see your own story in this? Have you ever felt like a recruiter during your date? Comment 1 if you have. Comment 0 if you've been lucky enough to avoid it. Number 1. What would be your perfect day? Imagine your perfect day. What does it look like? When you toss out this question, it's like handing someone a brush and a blank canvas and inviting them to paint a picture of their ideal experiences. When someone shares their version of a perfect day, they reveal layers not just about their favorite activities, but also about the emotions and people that accompany these moments. This is about much more than just listing fun things to do. It's about uncovering the essence of what happiness means to them. It could be a day spent in solitude, reading and reflecting by a serene lakeside, or it could be an action-packed adventure with friends, exploring new heights on a hiking trail or new depths scuba diving in tropical waters. This question is a masterstroke for steering clear of the mundane, "What are your hobbies?" Instead, it offers a dynamic and engaging way to delve deeper into someone's desires and aspirations. It's clever because it's open-ended yet specific enough to be personal. It gives them the freedom to construct a narrative that's as rich and detailed as they wish, offering you insights into their passions, peace, and pleasures. For instance, if she mentions she loves snowboarding, you've got the perfect setup to ask, would hitting the slopes be part of your perfect day? This isn't just making conversation, it's showing active interest in her likes and weaving them into a larger discussion about joy and fulfillment. It encourages her to paint a broader picture, sharing not just activities but the settings and companions that complete her perfect scene. Every detail she shares is like a puzzle piece in understanding what makes her tick. This isn't just about planning future dates, though it's great for that too. It's about building a foundation of understanding and appreciation for what she values most. When she talks about her perfect day filled with favorite activities, people, and places, it allows you to see her in her element, even if it's just hypothetical. It's about listening, really listening to her ideals and dreams. This isn't just chat, it's a chance to connect on a deeper, more emotional level, setting the stage for a relationship that's built on genuine understanding and shared dreams. Number 2. What's one of your most embarrassing moments? Before we dive into the lesson, do you feel embarrassed by awkward moments? Comment yes if you think this is something best kept private. Comment no problem if you feel it's perfectly normal. Embarrassing moments. What a treasure trove of laughter and human connection they can be. There's something uniquely disarming about sharing those cringe-worthy instances that usually make us wish we could vanish. Bringing up this question during a conversation not only injects humor, but also nudges both parties towards vulnerability, which is a potent catalyst for bonding. By starting with your own red-faced anecdote, you set a playful and open tone, encouraging her to reciprocate with a similar story. This exchange does more than just evoke laughter. It builds a foundation of trust and mutual understanding, showing that you both can laugh at yourselves, which is incredibly attractive. Diving into childhood memories or fantasizing about possessing a new skill are equally effective in peeling back the layers of someone's personality. Questions like, what's your favorite memory from when you were a kid? Or if you could wake up tomorrow having gained any one quality or ability, what would it be? Invite a person to share their dreams and the nostalgia that shaped them. These inquiries are not merely about gathering information. They're about tapping into the emotional reservoirs that define us. Whether it's the longing to revisit the carefree days of youth, or the wish for powers that could change their current reality, each answer provides insights into her deepest desires and fears. Don't worry about making her feel awkward. That's why you should start by sharing your own story. It might be a bit uncomfortable at first, but this is the quickest way to build a connection between the two of you. She'll think, oh, he's sharing something personal with me, and it will help gain her trust. This approach transcends the typical, often mundane getting-to-know-you questions, transforming an ordinary conversation into a meaningful exploration of each other's true selves. As you share these stories and hypotheticals, you're doing much more than making conversation. You're cultivating an emotional intimacy that can be the beginning of a deeper connection. It's not just about finding common ground. It's about understanding and appreciating the unique experiences and aspirations that make each of you who you are. Through this understanding, you lay down the bricks of compatibility and attraction, paving the way for a potentially deeper relationship. Number 3. Who would you want to have dinner with? Isn't this question intriguing? Have you ever wondered what really lies behind the question? Given the choice of anyone in the world, who would you want to have dinner with? Alright, imagine you could score a dinner date with anyone in the world, celebrity or historical figure. Who would be your +1? This question isn't just your run-of-the-mill conversation filler, it's a backstage pass into someone's admiration club. It reveals layers about their idol and perhaps even their zero-to-hero stories. So, who's on their guest list? This query is like opening a book to a favourite chapter, where the characters reveal more than just their storylines. They tell us about the readers. Picture this. She says she'd pick Johnny Depp. Maybe it's not just the pirate's charm she's after, but a love for quirky, offbeat characters who turn every script on its head. Or suppose she opts for a table for two with Michelle Obama. That could hint she values empowerment, resilience and intellect, the kind that leaves a legacy. And let's spice it up a bit. What if her choice is Gordon Ramsay? It's not just about the fancy dishes. Maybe she thrives on brutal honesty and a dash of fiery passion in the kitchen. Or maybe she'd go with Beyoncé. This could mean she's all about power, performance and perfection, served with a side of fierce independence. But here's where it gets even more interesting. This isn't just about who she admires. It's about imagining herself at a dinner table with greatness. What would she ask? What would she wear? It's a thought experiment that serves up a platter of insights into her aspirations and maybe even her dinner etiquette. This question not only reveals her style preferences based on the celebrity she chooses, but it also allows you to understand why she would want to dine with that person. You can learn about the type of food she enjoys and the kind of restaurant she prefers. From just one question, you can gather much more information in a natural conversation rather than asking direct questions separately. So, if you're knee-deep in getting to know you territory, toss this question into the conversation mix. It's a fun, revealing way to see who they mentally toast glasses with. Plus, it's your secret ingredient to cooking up a dialogue that's as flavorful as it is fulfilling. Who knows? Their answer might just be the perfect recipe for a deeper connection. Cheers to that. Number 4. What is your favorite thing about where you grew up? A topic that most people love to talk about is their childhood, especially about the place they were born and raised, their hometown. If she's someone who lives far from home, this will be even more effective. What is your favorite thing about where you grew up isn't just a ticket back to their childhood. It's a secret passage into the heart of what makes them tick. Asking about her birthplace and where she grew up can evoke many emotions, easily touching the heart and the softest part of her. It's a great way to approach and get closer to her. Imagine someone telling you about their favorite childhood playground, not just any patch of slides and swings, but a place where they first learned to push boundaries, to climb higher and swing farther. Or consider someone else brought up in the neon glow of a big city, where the endless bustle taught them to navigate diversity and complexity from a young age. These aren't just places, they're the training grounds of their character. This question works like a charm because it's personal, yet comfortably distant. It's history, so it feels safe, but it's also incredibly telling. You're essentially asking, show me the soil that nurtured you, the landscape that shaped your early adventures, and let me understand you better. It's an invitation to share a piece of their world that likely doesn't come up in everyday conversation, but has influenced them profoundly. When you ask about someone's favorite childhood aspect, you're not just mining for facts. You're giving them a stage to tell their story, to highlight the chapters they cherish most. It's an almost nostalgic exchange that can connect you on a deeper level, because who doesn't light up talking about the sweet spots of their formative years? So, next time you're getting to know someone, throw this question into the mix. Watch their eyes light up, their gestures animate, and their tone warm as they escort you through the cherished memories of their upbringing. This isn't just a conversation starter, it's a gateway into the heart of their personal narrative. Here's a fun fact before we continue. Only 2% of viewers take a moment to interact. If you're finding value here, type useful in the comments and press that like button to show some love. We truly appreciate your engagement. Number 5. What is something you want to learn or wish you were better at? Exploring someone's aspirations and areas for personal growth can significantly enrich your understanding of who they are, making the question, what is something you want to learn or wish you were better at, particularly powerful in a dating context. This inquiry shifts the conversation from achievements to potential, from what has been accomplished to what dreams may come. Typically, conversations, especially on first dates, can lean towards discussing each person's achievements and present skills, which might inadvertently put pressure on someone to sell themselves. This question, however, opens up a space for vulnerability and humility, allowing both parties to share not just their strengths, but also their aspirations and perceived weaknesses. This discussion can reveal a great deal about a person's character, showing their capacity for self-reflection, their ambition, and their willingness to engage in lifelong learning. Asking about what someone wishes to improve about themselves can demonstrate emotional maturity and self-awareness, two traits that are incredibly valuable in a long-term partner. It encourages a discussion that acknowledges imperfections and personal growth, which can be very attractive. It shows that you are interested in her as a complete person, not just as a list of accomplishments or a set of skills. Depending on her answer, you might discover shared interests or goals, which can naturally lead to further conversations, shared activities, or even a second date. For instance, if both of you are interested in learning a new language or improving cooking skills, this could be a fantastic opportunity to suggest a related date activity, like attending a cooking class together or practicing a new language at a cultural event. When posing this question, it's important to do so in a way that feels natural and part of a flowing conversation. Avoid making it feel like a sudden shift or an interview question. You can lead into it by discussing a recent challenge you faced or a new skill you acquired, which then makes it a reciprocal exchange of information, rather than one-sided probing. It can help you gauge compatibility and potential shared paths forward, enriching the way you view each other. Remember, the aim is not just to keep the conversation going, but to deepen the connection, making each other feel seen and valued not only for what you already are, but for what you aspire to become. Number 6. What is your favorite way to spend your weekends? What's your secret recipe for a perfect weekend? This question might seem like casual chit-chat, but it's actually a golden key to understanding what makes someone tick. When you ask, what is your favorite way to spend your weekends? You're not just making small talk, you're inviting someone to share their personal slice of paradise. Imagine the answers you might get. One person might dive into tales of their sun-soaked mornings at the farmer's market, selecting the freshest ingredients for a gourmet cook-off, while another describes their adrenaline-fueled adventures rock climbing or mountain biking through rugged trails. Each response offers a vivid snapshot of what fuels their joy and rejuvenates their spirit. This question is brilliant because it cuts to the core of what people value when they're off the clock. It's about pleasure, relaxation, and passions. It could uncover a love for quiet, introspective hobbies like reading or painting, which suggest a reflective, perhaps introverted personality. Or it might reveal a penchant for vibrant social gatherings, indicating someone who thrives on interaction and connectivity. This also shows that you care about her interests and her life, and that you want to integrate into her world. After a long week of work, the weekend is the perfect time to relax and explore. You love coffee? How about we grab a coffee this weekend? Everything will flow naturally. Discussing weekend activities also naturally sets the stage for shared experiences. Discovering that you both enjoy jazz brunches or seaside hikes can lay the groundwork for future dates that are sure to hit the right note. It's about finding those common joys that can turn me time into we time. If you're looking to deepen a conversation, toss in this question and watch the dialogue unfold. It's a relaxed, yet revealing way to get a sense of someone's leisurely loves and what might just make them happiest. This isn't just idle curiosity, it's about piecing together the puzzle of their personal joy. Who knows? You might just find your next weekend adventure buddy wrapped up in the answer. Number 7. Have you traveled much, or do you want to? This question isn't merely a passport to their past adventures, It's a boarding call to a conversation filled with tales of distant lands and dream destinations. When you ask someone about their travel experiences or aspirations, you're not just making small talk, you're inviting them to take you on a journey through their most cherished memories or into the blueprints of their bucket lists. Imagine the stories that could unfold from such an inquiry. There's the thrill seeker who skydived over the Swiss Alps, their adrenaline pumping as fiercely as the fresh mountain air. Or maybe you'll meet the history buff who spent weeks temple hopping in Cambodia, each ancient stone whispering secrets of the past. These travel tales don't just paint a picture of places, they reveal the storyteller's spirit, showcasing a blend of boldness, curiosity, and the occasional misadventure. On the flip side, if they haven't stamped their passport much yet, their response could reveal a constellation of aspirations. Perhaps there's a simmering desire to salsa through the streets of Havana, or a dream to chase the northern lights across the Arctic sky. Discussing future travels can illuminate their ambitions and passions, adding depth to their character sketch. This dialogue isn't just about swapping stories, it's about connecting dots across the globe that link to personal growth and adventure. It's discovering shared interests or diverse experiences that could either pave the way for a shared journey or inspire a solo expedition inspired by tales of the road less traveled. Moreover, talking about travel taps into the essence of escapism and exploration, universal desires that resonate with nearly everyone. It's a conversation that can effortlessly escalate from a light chat to deep discourse, making you feel like you've known each other for eons, not just the span of a latte. So, when you drop the "Have you traveled much?" question, be prepared. You might just unleash a world of stories that are as captivating as the destinations discussed. Whether they've trekked across continents or just daydreamed about distant lands, it's a topic that promises a journey of its own right in the midst of conversation. Pack your curiosity. You're in for a delightful dialogue. Number 8. What are you most grateful for in your life right now? Alright, let's get real for a moment. What are you most grateful for right now? This question is a direct invitation into someone's personal world, highlighting the aspects of their life that bring them the most joy and satisfaction. It's a straightforward and meaningful way to connect, offering a glimpse into what truly matters to them at this point in their life. When you ask about gratitude, you're encouraging someone to reflect on the positives, which can range from significant life achievements to the simple pleasures that make daily life sweeter. Maybe they'll talk about their family's support, which has been their anchor, or perhaps they'll mention a recent professional success that has boosted their confidence and shaped their current happiness. Additionally, by asking this question, you not only learn about her interests and aspirations, but also gain insight into what she values. This question can also reveal much about someone's character and values. For example, if they express gratitude for their health, it shows they don't take the basics for granted. Following up with questions about her lifestyle, such as, "Are you a vegetarian?" or "What's your exercise routine like?" can be a great way to expand the conversation. This approach allows you to delve deeper into her personal habits and preferences, fostering a more engaging and meaningful dialogue. If they mention being thankful for the small moments of peace amidst a busy life, it suggests they value mindfulness and tranquility. Engaging in this type of conversation fosters a deeper connection. It moves beyond superficial topics and allows both of you to share meaningful insights about your lives. It's not just about listening, it's about understanding and appreciating the other person's perspective, which can strengthen the bond between you. So, the next time you're looking to deepen a conversation, consider asking what they're grateful for. It's a powerful way to learn more about what drives and fulfills them, and it sets the stage for a respectful and heartfelt dialogue. Number 9. What are you most passionate about at the moment? Delving into someone's passions can turn a simple chat into an exploration of their inner universe, making the question, "What are you most passionate about at the moment?" more than just a conversation starter. It's a portal into the heart of what truly makes them tick. Unlike the typical, sometimes awkward question about hobbies, which can make anyone stutter as they wonder, "Is binge-watching Game of Thrones a hobby?" Asking about passions digs deeper, tapping into the raw energies that fuel someone's day-to-day life. Imagine asking this question and learning that the person across from you isn't just a fan of painting, but is actually knee-deep in creating a mural that speaks volumes about social justice. Or perhaps they're not just tinkering around in a garage, but are on the brink of patenting a new invention that could revolutionize how we use renewable energy. Passions reveal the dynamo behind the persona. They give you a peek into what gets someone out of bed each morning, fire in their belly, ready to tackle their next big thing. Now, when you bring up this topic, it does more than allow someone to talk about what they love. It lights up the runway for a conversation that can take flight in 1,000 different directions. This isn't just about making conversation. It's about watching someone come alive right before your eyes, talking about what they live for. Whether it's a career that's climbing faster than a cat caught in the rain, a budding interest in Mediterranean cooking, or a commitment to running marathons, passions are personal narratives in motion. By inviting someone to share their passions, you're not just being polite. You're giving them center stage to shine. And trust me, everyone loves a moment in the spotlight. It's their golden nugget, that golden thread that weaves through their life story, revealing patterns of joy, dedication, and sometimes relentless pursuit. And for you, it's a front row seat to the soul-stirring movie of their life, where you learn not just who they are, but who they aspire to be. So, the next time you're pondering how to move past small talk, remember, passions are personal, powerful, and profoundly telling. Ask about them, and you might just find yourself on an unexpected journey into the heart of what makes someone uniquely irresistible. Number 10. What does a typical day look like for you? When you pop the question, what does a typical day look like for you? You're not just filling a silence, you're opening a window into someone's daily life. This question serves as a backstage pass to the everyday routine of the person you're speaking with, offering insights that go beyond surface-level chit-chat. It's like flipping through a day in their life, snapshot by snapshot, revealing the rhythm and rituals that define them. Think of it as the director's cut of their daily documentary. Whether they're a morning maven who beats the sunrise for a brisk jog, or a night owl who thrives under the cloak of darkness, each detail adds depth to your understanding of their character and priorities. This isn't just about what time they clock in at the office or what they pack for lunch. It's about piecing together the puzzle of their personality. This query is particularly revealing because it shows not only how they manage their time, but also what they value most. For instance, someone who describes their day as a tightly scheduled symphony of meetings, gym time, and family dinners is likely someone who values discipline and structure. Conversely, a person whose day is a spontaneous jigsaw of coffee dates, creative projects, and unplanned adventures might prioritize flexibility and creativity. Moreover, asking about a typical day is a masterclass in subtlety. It allows the person to share as much or as little as they're comfortable with, all while you gather valuable clues about their lifestyle. It's like being handed the script to their day-to-day life, giving you the context needed to understand their stresses and successes. This question also sets the stage for empathy and connection. By understanding the demands of their daily life, you can appreciate their small victories and sympathize with their challenges. It turns abstract schedules into shared experiences, perhaps revealing similarities that draw you closer, or fascinating differences that pique your curiosity. What does a typical day look like for you isn't just small talk. It's a clever and engaging way to get a real-time, behind-the-scenes tour of what really makes someone tick. It's about discovering the ordinary that makes them extraordinary, and maybe, just maybe, finding the rhythms that could sync up beautifully with yours. And there you have it, gentlemen, the 10 questions that make girls fall in love. Remember, it's not just about finding the right person, it's about being the right person. The questions we've explored today are designed to peel back the layers, allowing you to connect on a deeper, more emotional level. They're your tools for breaking the ice, sparking intrigue, and building a genuine connection that could blossom into something beautiful. Now, if you found these insights valuable, don't just sit on this knowledge, put it into action. And while you're out there transforming your conversations and connections, I'd love to hear from you. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, and drop a comment below to share your experiences or ask a question. Your feedback is what keeps these discussions alive and kicking. Until next time, keep those conversations insightful and your connections meaningful.